The first thing you want to do is log into your Tinkercad account. You might already have a login and a username, but you still might have one, so you can get one from your teacher. So just type in your username, might be an email address, and then click next, and then type in your password. Click on the Create New Design button just there. And then it'll open up a brand new file for you to start creating something. Now this, what you can see here, this blue square is actually called the bed, and that's what you make something on. So you can zoom in and out by scrolling the wheel on the mouse. If you click down the wheel on the mouse, you can move the bed side to side. And if you right click and hold, you can actually rotate. So this will really help you later on when you want to have a good look at your model. If I go over here to the right hand side, you can see there are loads of different shapes. They're all different types, so you've got text, you've got squares, cylinders, boxes. I'm just going to drag the box in, the red shape there, and drop it. Now I'm going to rotate round and just have a wee look. You can see there's loads of white squares. If I hover over these tell me the sizes of the shape. Now the sizes are really important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and change it to 50 by 50. Now that's the exact same size as the piece of paper you sketched on at the beginning, so it's really important that we match that size correctly. The white square underneath the arrow is the height, and I'm going to change this to 10. If you make your spinning top a wee bit too thick, what will happen is that it won't spin, it'll be too heavy. So anything between 5 and 10, but I'm going to make this one 10. This is just a practice spinning top, remember, just the real basics. I can click and drag it around the bed. It doesn't actually matter where I put it, I can just drop it anywhere I want. And I'm going to rotate and try and look at the top. Now looking at the top is really important, and you can do that by clicking on the wee cube in the top left hand corner. It says top on it, and I'm just going to drag so I'm looking directly over. Now a spinning top will obviously have a wee hole in the centre, so that I can set my pencil in. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a shape on the right hand side for that. But I'm just going to make sure I'm looking directly at the top. So again, I can just rotate around by right clicking and holding, or I can use the cube in the top left hand corner. I can also move my shape around with the arrows on the keyboard, and it moves it one tiny wee box at a time. So you might want to have a wee practice moving the shape about just to get used to it. I'll just click on the top of the cube in the left hand corner just to make sure I'm looking directly at the top. I'm going to drag in this cylinder here that's got the kind of grey slashes through it. That means it's a hole, it's not a solid shape. This is actually something you're going to scoop out of. So I'm going to change the sizes to 8 by 8 because that's the diameter of a pencil, and it needs to be the exact same. If it's any bigger than that, the pencil will just fall through. If it's any smaller, the pencil won't fit. So either way, your spinning top won't work. I'm going to use the arrows on the keyboard to try and centre it as best I can. It's okay if it's slightly out, but what you want to do is try it by eye and get it as exactly to the centre of the square as possible. Have a wee look at it, make sure it's okay. Then I'm going to click and drag around both of the shapes because they're not joined at the moment. And I'm going to go up to the group tool up here on the right hand side and click. Once I've done that, you can zoom in and out. You can actually have a wee look and see that both the hole and the square have been connected. And because they're connected, it's one shape now. You'll only be creating one spinning top, but I'm going to create another one because this is just a practice. This is just to show you how to make different spinning tops. So I'm going to create two, you'll just create one. I'm going to drag in the cylinder and again change both sizes to 50 by 50. And I do that by clicking on the wee white square at the corner. Again, I need to change the height. So I'm going to click on the white square underneath the black arrow and change this. This time I'll go 8, so anywhere between 5 and 10 is okay. Last time it was 10, this time I'll go 8. Now I'm going to show you something a wee bit extra here. I'm just going to rotate and then just have a wee look. The bevel here and the sides, what you can do is you can actually change them and add on more sides. Now the more sides, the more circular it will look. The less sides, the more angular it will look. So you can see here, it's got nice angular edges now. You can also add a bevel in. It's kind of difficult to see from this angle, so I'm going to zoom in. What it does is it actually curves the edges, just smooth that over. So I'll just get into a position, and if I drag it down to nothing, you can see the edges disappear. And if I drag the bevel in, it actually curves the edges slightly. It'll probably make it a wee bit more streamlined. That would make the spinning top go faster, so I'll maybe keep that. The segments don't really make a difference here, so I'll just keep that at 0. But have a play about them in another shape if you want. I'm now going to drag in the cylinder, the one with the wee scores through it, the grey one, because that's the hole, remember, the cut in the centre. And I need to change this again to 8 by 8. I'm going to centre it, so I go to the top, drag it so I'm looking directly over it, click on the wee white square and change it to 8mm by 8mm. That's really, really important. You need to get that size right. And I'm going to use the arrows on my keyboard to centre it, and that moves it a tiny wee bit so I can get it as exact as I possibly can. Now they're not connected yet, the shapes, so I need to drag a square over both and go to group. And then that's it, basically ready to get printed. But how do we get it from here to the printer? Well, we have to save it as a special file. So you have to go to export, which is over on the right hand side, up here, and click on STL. You'll just keep it at everything, but just STL. Click it, save it to a pen drive or save it to my documents, and that's you.